Welcome back to the video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a condensed version of how to remove and install your brand new radiator support panel that you can get from Resurrected Classics. As you guys can tell, my wife's radiator support was trash. There was no saving it. So we're going to take it from this to this.
Perfect fit.
This job was done on my wife's 240Z. If you want to know more about the Z and a more in-depth video, I will link that video here, but this is going to cover the basics on how to remove it and install the new one. Hope you guys enjoy.
So if you plan on doing this, I suggest you take a lot of measurements. Let me show you what I did.
This is the firewall, your shock towers, the front radiator support area, and these dots just represent a position that I've marked on a flat spot, as well as the firewall. I've labeled each spot a different letter, and then I've just measured. For example, from K to B, you can see up here K to B is 39 3/8. Alright, so you've got your car level and secure, you've made plenty of measurements. The next step is completely optional, but you can install a temporary brace. This will at least give you a starting position between your hood hinge mounts, and it's something you can reference as you go throughout this process. But again, it's completely optional. So along the edges of this whole panel, there's going to be spot welds. In the case of ours, it was some booger welds. You will need to remove those to get the radiator support panel itself out. This picture here shows you have two pieces of metal, put them together, create a hot spot in the middle, and it melts those two together in the little dot you see in that third image. So all you're going to do to remove a spot weld is you can drill. You can use a side grinder, you can use a mini belt sander. The main concept is you're trying to get the little circular weld out of the top panel without damaging the panel behind it. Now the method I used is I used a plasma cutter to get the bulk of this big panel out of my way, because everywhere you need to drill out a spot weld is kind of in a corner. So I wanted to get the big piece out of my way. Then I could have more room to get in there with a drill or a side grinder. So what I got to do next is get in here and all this excess of radiator support very carefully with a side grinder or a flap disc. We're going to have to grind this material away, and we got to do the same thing over here. Splits. And it has a piece right here, and try not to damage what's behind it. All right, so now's a good time. Get your lower brace out of there as well. Then you can go back and go around all the edges like I was just telling you, and remove your spot welds with your tool of your choice, side grinder, flap disc, drill bit, and just go through there very easily. As you can see here, there's a lot of damage. I had to wind up replacing the frame rails, inner fender aprons, the hood hinge mounts, and a lot. And you can see all that in the full length video, but this is a shortened version. Now, as you can see here, I'm just slowly going to town, grinding away the metal little by little. You can see the reason I cut the big part of the radiator support out of the way, because there's a lot of nooks and crannies that you couldn't have good access to. Now you can see here behind the panel behind radiator support was just completely trashed on my wife's car. So I ended up having to make complete custom pieces. All that you'll see in the full video. But again here, I still got to trim out the remaining area and get all that clean and out of the way. Again, I will caution you, the easier and more delicate you are going through here drilling out the top layer, You will save yourself a lot of time. If you go through there hacking and you drill through into the material behind, it's going to cause you a lot more work and a lot more sections you'll have to replace. The part you see me removing right here is the excess piece on both sides from the lower brace. All right, so the prep stage will look a little bit different for everybody watching this video. The main point is, before you start mocking up your new radiator support panel, make sure all your metal behind is nice, shiny, sturdy, not pitted and rusted out. You don't want to have to do this job all over again. In the case of my wife's Z, I had to build a lot of parts custom fabbed. I had to replace the frame rails. Those came from Resurrected Classics also. But in the case of you guys, we're going to fast forward and pretend all your metal behind there was nice and new. And we're going to start mocking up the panel itself. And then I went ahead and set my brace back in place to see if I kept the width, because did a lot of welding these side pieces on. Want to make sure I didn't warp it. I did them a little at a time, and as you can see, sitting in there perfect. Now, the moment of truth. I've got all the holes punched in the radiator support. It is now time to put it in place. Also got the holes here in this lower brace ready to weld in as well. And yeah, so for those of you who just need to replace your radiator support, beginning of the video, cut it out. Hello, if you're just here to weld your radiator support in, that's where we're about to get to now. Getting it in place, checking our measurements one more time before we burn this thing in. And to say I'm excited is an understatement. I mean, these patches came out nice. The contour of these came out awesome. So yeah, we'll get that in, get it clamped in. Yeah. All right, so here we go, getting it back in place. I'm using Clecos, and once I got it measured and in the spot I wanted it, I drilled those holes and used the Clecos to hold it in place. So what I'm doing now is putting it back into the final place I want it. Think about it like this. The Clecos let me hold it in place. So it goes right back to the exact place I want it. And then I'm gonna weld in all the holes that I popped for air punch tool. 42 inches. It's dead on it. I want you guys to see this. These are the measurements that I got from Block Garage. Measured from shock tower, a specific bolt hole, all the way over here, 42 on the dot. Can y'all see that? 42. See if you can see that. It's 42 on the dot. Shout out again to Brian at Block Garage. If you haven't checked out his channel, check it out. Lots of custom stuff, so check out his channel. Again, thank you, Brian, for the measurements. Is on the money. Guess without further ado, it's time to start melting her in. All right, so you see me grinding around the holes. Those holes I punched in with a air punch tool. Saves a lot of time, and you can do your plug welds. It's so much easier. So here the panels fit up, measurements checked twice. Now we're welding it in. I do a little bit on each side, rotate so that one side don't get too hot. Big thanks to Resurrected Classics. This saved me a ton of time. If I'd have tried to make the components that I needed here on top of what I already had to make behind here. But yeah, everything is welded in, and every gap in there And I even went back and just started to clean up some of the plug welds that I did. It is late. And yeah, this brace is, again, what I bolted in the car to begin with to make sure the width didn't really change. And it is unclamped. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a huge weight off my shoulders. Man, this was a chunk of the car that was jacked up. All right, so the biggest question I had was, now that I've completely cut off almost the front of my wife's 240Z, I changed out the frame rails, the inner fender aprons, the hood, hinge mounts, a lot of patchwork that you guys didn't see in this video. But after doing all that, my biggest question was, how is everything going to fit back as far as the fenders, the doors, the hood, the headlight buckets? So right here, we get to answer all that. And yeah, everything is just fit on loosely. I use some C-clamps, some wood clamps, a bungee cord just to kind of hold everything. It is going to fit up nice. The hood sits on nice. I need to adjust the windshield cowl where the wipers or whatever would go. Everything, the fenders need to go back just a hair maybe. Yeah, so the fenders go back a hair, and then that would tighten this gap up. But man, come on now. We had the whole front end of this thing cut off. And now, check it out.